Hello, fellow woodturners. I get questions all the time about what size tools to start with. That's what I'll address here today is where do you start? So a lot of it just has to do with the size of lathe you have. If you and what you like to turn. Do you like to turn miniatures? Then you start with the small tools. But what mainly people are interested in is, I have a Rikon midi lathe. What do I start with? And my answer is if your lathe is under 12 inches, if it turns under 12 inches and below, then you need to go with an HK58A to begin with. That's the largest tool I recommend on this. Mainly because any bigger, like the 75 or 100 tool, you're going to run out of lathe before you run out of tool. You just simply won't have the lathe to turn that big a piece, okay? So you're going to kind of, you're there at a HK58. You can do a lot of different things with it. These guys here in front of me over on this side, all with the HK58A. You can go smaller than that if you're into miniatures, Christmas tree ornaments, things like that. But this guy's a lot of fun here. And he'll get you quite a ways down the road before you are looking around. You're going to have a bigger lathe before you get into a bigger tool. Now, the main thing of a HK58 even on a smaller lathe is you do need a tool rest that will accommodate it. So we build these little guys here, and this one has a 4-inch shaft here, like for a jet, things like that. We also make them with a 5-inch shaft for the Rikons and ones like that. So this is the combination that you would first start off with to get going on doing some very, very nice hollowing. And as you go along, you say, okay, I'm going to buy a jet 1642. And I can go clear up to 16 inches then. So okay, then if that's what you have, then you would want to buy one of these to start with, most likely. Now, if you buy one of these and one of these, it's going to cost more than one of these. So if you have over a 12-inch lathe and you have it's recommended on this one, entirely a 14-inch tool rest, of which we make those too. And it's just because when you're into the hollowing and everything, and you're not paying any attention, or I'm not paying on when you're not paying enough attention to everything else going around, you can short yourself on this side of the tool rest and fall off. I've never had any consequences, but it does speed up my heart a little bit at the time for a couple seconds there. So anyway, this is my favorite tool. This is the one that I pick up whenever I can. I don't know why it is. It's just that way. I guess it's because it's versatile. It'll do a nice bowl like this, things like that, and bigger items than the HK58A will. It goes in 6.5 inches. This goes in 8.5 inches. Now this one, of course, takes the HK100A, but these three little guys here are for people that are wanting to do a little bit more than this type of shoulder, or say this type of shoulder in this opening. And what I'm talking about here is when there's a narrow opening, the shoulders are wide, the bigger tools just can't get in and bend around here to clean out this shoulder. But then that shorter tool, the smaller tool like the HK58A, will only go down to say about here. Then you have to hollow it out with a HK75 or a 100. And that's the same way with these. These type of vases, the HK just won't fit around the corner here to clean out the shoulder of it. And so the HK50A is a very nice little tool to have for this. So now the HK50 will do this in its entirety. So the HK50A is one that, you know, is a standalone tool, but it's also very, very nice in combination with other tools. You just have to remember, to set up your tool with the lathe that you have, and then you'll do a good job. Anyway, from Crabtree Hollow, this is Paul Crabtree. Have a great day. Happy holidays. Since I'm talking about what size tools that can be used on what lathes, I have just turned this big leaf maple bowl, and I turned it on the 1642 jet lathe. However, I did start off, I roughed it out, the exterior, got it down below 16 inches on a Powermatic 3520. So anyway, this guy measures 15 and a half, and I hollowed it. It's right at 5.5 deep. So anyway, this is a very big bowl. I don't generally do them this big. 13 inches on down is what I usually do for bowls, but I had this nice piece of wood, so I thought I'd do it. I have no idea how thick to leave the sidewalls because I don't know what it's going to do, how much it's going to contort. So I use my little calipers here, and to find out what it is, and it measures out to be 3/4 of an inch thick. What my idea is to let this thing do its thing for a little bit in a plastic bag, keep it wet, let it move around a little bit, put it back on the lathe, and true it up again, and go from there. As time goes on, the next month or so, I don't know just how long, I will be putting it back on the lathe and truing it up and to keep it as round as I can. I used this HK75A to do the hollowing yesterday. It maxed it out. You're not going to get too much more bowl out of this tool. Have to go to a 100 to get a bigger bowl. But anyway, I just thought I'd pass that information on.